Welcome to Short Stories by Hawk. Here you'll find quick, enjoyable tales crafted to intrigue, amuse, or simply make you pause for a moment. Each story is short enough to fit into your day, but memorable enough to stick with you. So sit back, take a breath, and let me tell you a story. It's that simple. Let's begin. Okay, this story is called The Christmas Eve Secret. On the frosty Christmas Eve, when the world seemed hushed under a blanket of snow, young Theo sat shivering in the old barn just outside the village. An orphan with little to his name but a threadbare coat, Theo had sought shelter with the animals, a mismatched group of cows, sheep, and an old barn owl. The animals were his only companions. Their soft breaths and occasional snuffles were his lullaby in the stillness of the night. As the clock in the distant church struck midnight, a strange thing happened. The barn, dimly lit by moonlight streaming through the cracks, seemed to stir with an inexplicable energy. Theo sat up, startled, when the old barn owl turned its head and spoke. "Do not be afraid, Theo. Tonight is a magical night. For 1 hour every Christmas Eve, we animals are granted the gift of speech." Theo blinked. Certainly hunger had driven him mad. But then the cow chimed in, her voice warm and motherly. "It's true, boy, and tonight we've come to share a secret with you, one that could change your life." The sheep bleated in agreement, adding in their soft voice, "We've seen your kindness, how you've cared for us, even when you have nothing. It's time for us to repay your goodness." Theo's heart raced. What do you mean? The animals exchanged glances, and the barn owl spoke again. "In the forest, beneath the largest oak tree, there lies a buried chest. Inside you will find treasure enough to lift you from poverty. But this gift comes with a purpose." The cow leaned closer, her eyes wise and kind. "This treasure is not just for you. Use it to help others, especially the animals who, like you, have nowhere to go." Theo's breath caught. A treasure? But I've never even thought of such riches. Why tell me?" "Because," the owl said firmly, "you have the heart to use it wisely." Without hesitation, Theo grabbed a lantern and dashed into the snowy night, the animals guiding him with their instructions. The moonlight bathed the forest in an ethereal glow, and soon he found the towering oak, its ancient branches stretched wide like welcoming arms. Digging with trembling hands, Theo uncovered a weathered chest. Inside were gold coins, sparkling jewels, and documents declaring ownership of vast lands nearby. Tears streamed down Theo's face as he clutched the chest. "I'll do it," he whispered. "I'll honor your faith in me." Over the next several years, Theo transformed his fortune into a reality beyond anyone's dreams. He purchased thousands of acres of land and built what became the world's largest animal sanctuary. Rolling hills, dense forests, and sparkling streams stretched as far as the eye could see, offering a haven for all those creatures, wild and domestic, young and old. The sanctuary, named Noah's Rest, became a beacon of hope. Dispossessed dogs found warmth by roaring fireplaces. Horses once worked to the bone now roamed free. And even the elderly owl from the barn spent his final days perched in peace. People traveled from across the globe to see Theo's creation, inspired by his unyielding compassion. On a snowy Christmas Eve years later, Theo stood at the heart of the sanctuary, watching a group of rescued deer nibble at the edge of a frozen pond. A soft nicker from an old horse drew his attention, and he smiled. As the clock struck midnight, A familiar voice broke the silence. "You've done well, Theo," said the barn owl perched nearby. Theo turned, his heart swelling with gratitude. "Well, it was your gift that made this possible." The owl shook its head. "No, Theo, the treasure may have helped, but it was your kindness and determination that built this sanctuary. We animals only gave you the nudge." The other animals in the sanctuary seemed to gather around, their eyes glowing with pride. For the second time in his life, Theo heard their voices, soft, kind, and full of thanks. And as the magic hour came to an end, Theo felt a deep sense of peace, knowing he had fulfilled the promise of that magical Christmas Eve long, long ago. Well, thank you for joining me for this heartwarming tale. I hope it reminds you of the magic of kindness and the joy of giving and the power of compassion. Wishing you all a wonderful holiday season filled with love and warmth. And just a reminder, you can find this and other stories at my website, www.tfhcalifornia.com.